Well, thank you, Justin, and thank you so much for opening up your doors here at Howe with us today and to make this exciting announcement. I am so thrilled to be having and hosting some special guests behind us, as well as our state legislators. I want to thank them for taking the time to come today and also for taking the time to serve our state. It's incredibly powerful to have leaders like them that recognize we can provide some tools to support people out in the workforce and give them every opportunity to pursue their dreams. You know, here at Howe, they're doing incredible work on apprenticeships. And we know that we have some challenges in our state right now. We've got incredible things happening. Our economy is booming. We've got incomes going up here faster than anywhere else in the country. Our population is increasing. People are moving to our state at 5 to 10 times faster than the national average, and that's because when people move here, they want to be like us. They want to have the quality of life that we have. They want to be able to support their families, but also live out their dreams and the career that they've chosen. There's two numbers I want to talk to you about this morning that I think are very, very important for us to wrap our arms around. Number one is our unemployment rate. Our unemployment rate today in South Dakota is 1.9%. Now, not only is that the lowest unemployment rate that the state of South Dakota has ever had in history, we also believe that it is the lowest unemployment rate that any state has ever had in history. That's good. That means that our people here are working, that they are in jobs and providing for their families, and that there are opportunities here that we can continue to still grow and allow people to earn more income and to increase and further their own careers and their professions. The other number that I want to bring forward is 25,000. 25,000 is today the open jobs that we have available in the state that are still looking for workers. Those are jobs that may or may not require a specific skill set. They may or may not require a license, but all of them will probably require some kind of training in order to get an individual into that job and thriving. I tend to refer to these two numbers as growing pains. Because we've seen such an incredible movement of people to the state of South Dakota, people here do better than virtually anywhere else in any other state. That also means, though, that we have some things that we have to deal with in our state as far as providing for those families. Giving them the skill set that they need to move into the professions that we have is important, but also we have housing challenges, child care challenges. All of these families have other needs that need to be met in order for them to thrive. This year in the legislative session, we signed a piece of legislation, some policy into law that had to do with streamlining licensing requirements. We several years ago addressed allowing military spouses to have their out-of-state licenses recognized here in the state of South Dakota. We have furthered that the next year. This year we signed a piece of legislation that had reciprocity for virtually every single license in the state of South Dakota that may be required, that when somebody moves to South Dakota, they can immediately get to work. We've heard incredible testimonies of people that maybe picked up their family, moved to South Dakota to put their kids in a school that they were proud of, to be able to live and be a part of a community that was wrapping their arms around them and supporting them. But once they got here, they recognized that their license wasn't recognized and that they couldn't get to work right away and they had to wait for regulatory requirements. Well, we fixed that this year with the legislators that are behind me, and now as soon as that individual gets here to South Dakota, they can get right to work and they can start filling the needs that our businesses have here for a workforce that's here. In fact, we made that bill announcement over with Ken and his team, and it was fantastic to hear their testimony and their story of what it means to have someone who can immediately come in, get licensed, and have that reciprocity in place. So we want to thank him for opening up his doors for that as well. We also know that about 3,000 jobs will be needed every single year in South Dakota through the year 2030. Those are professions that are going to be facilitated through that legislation, but also through what we're doing here today. What we're doing here today is making sure that we have the training opportunities for our businesses to take advantage of, to get people into apprenticeship programs that will give them the license and the career that they're looking for. Not only did we do licensing, we also cut taxes this year for each of these families that are here to give them opportunities to keep more dollars in their pockets. We reduced the sales tax rate, but also cutting the unemployment tax rate was incredibly important to make sure that our businesses had more dollars that they could invest into wages, that they could invest into these types of programs or into benefits for their employees. In fact, I do want to thank, Marcia's going to speak later, I want to thank her and her team at the Department of Labor for bringing forward that suggestion and the data that was necessary to get that unemployment tax rate cut as well. It was an $18 million tax cut that a lot of people focus on the sales tax cut rate, but they don't necessarily remember that we gave that advantage to our businesses here to be successful as well. We are continuing to tackle and put out information and resources for those that are addressing the housing needs that every community has. The state has stepped up and addressed $200 million that will partner with developers and local communities to make huge investments in our state that is unprecedented. And we've also invested nearly $40 million worth of child care grants to make sure that families have a safe place that is in their community, close to home, where their kiddos can go during the day while they go and pursue their career. Listen, I grew up on a farm and a ranch. My entire life was on the job training. I didn't require any licenses in order to do the drive, other than a driver's license, to drive trucks or load grain or chase cows. But on-the-job training is powerful. That experience is powerful. You can learn things quicker, faster, with a well-rounded background when you're on the job, learning from experienced professionals that not only have the knowledge that is necessary, but also have the skill set to show you and demonstrate to you what is required to continue to get that license and that training that is necessary. Problem-solving skills are something that our young kids need to develop and our adults use to thrive. And Lord knows this country and this world needs more problem solvers. Apprenticeships provide that opportunity. And they're going to continue to give us on-the-job training for our workers, and it's going to allow them the opportunity to pick up a skill. Now, we have about 1,000 active apprenticeships in the state right now. With the investment that we are announcing today of $7.94 million over the next 3 years, we will explode the number of apprenticeships that are available to people here in our state. And you may have someone that is in the middle of their life that has always worked for a contractor, worked for an electrician, maybe worked in a salon, that has decided that they would like the opportunity to earn a higher wage. Maybe they would like to become an electrician themselves. They can still continue to earn that wage, get the training that they need to move into that higher income amount, and pursue those opportunities to possibly work for themselves or to help their employer do even better far into the future. The reason that apprenticeships in the past have not been extremely successful in our state is because of two reasons. Number one, a lack of consistent funding, either at the state but mainly at the federal level, which is where a lot of the resources have come in the past, and also because of the burden that it places on employers to fund those programs. If you talk to any employer who's running an apprenticeship program, they had to make a financial commitment to do it. They had to hire someone to run that apprenticeship program or expand the tools, the equipment necessary, or the space on their facilities. And today, with this grant money that we will be giving out to run apprenticeship programs, the state is partnering to incorporate some of those costs to help us get the workforce that we need. That $7.94 million is a huge investment that will go a long ways to helping employers set up these apprenticeship programs. South Dakota has never made an investment like this before in apprenticeship programs, and it will pay big dividends. More and more programs are being developed at businesses like right here at Howe. We're so thankful for Justin and his team for opening up their doors today and giving us a chance to see what they do here, and also how they've been so innovative in training apprentices and what they are doing as far as giving them the skill set that they need to move into their careers. This won't only be a solution to our workforce challenges, but it's going to be a major tool in helping people become all that they've ever dreamed for. So now I'd like to invite a few people to come up and to speak and share their story with us. The first one is going to be Dan Erickson, who's going to come and share. He was an apprentice here at Howe and would like to share how this opportunity has helped him.